Yeah, hello students. As I promised in the YouTube, the first topic, that is causes for the rise of Indian national movement, is already uploaded. Similarly, the second topic in the first chapter, that is nothing but phases of Indian national movement. There are three phases of Indian national movement: moderates, extremists, Gandhian era, for which I have uploaded moderates and extremists. And moderates and extremists are the 2 marks from the final exam point of view. Hope listen to the lecture, understand it carefully. All the best. Hello students. As we have completed one topic of causes for the rise of Indian national movement, today I would like to tell you about the phases of Indian national movement is concerned. Now, Indian national movement, as I quoted earlier, has started long back when the East India Company had come into the Indian territory. But officially, when you see, we have started our movement right from 1885 is concerned. So, Indian national movement underwent three phases. The first phase is called as moderates, second phase is called as extremists, and the third phase is called as Gandhian era. The first phase is moderates from 1885 to 1905. Second phase is called as extremists from 1905 to 1920. Third phase is nothing but Gandhian era from 1920 to 1947. From the intermediate public examination of Telangana, moderates and extremists can be asked in 2 marks only. So, but just because they are asking 2 marks, we cannot able to know only the little information. Let us know what exactly the moderates and extremists are. And as far as the Gandhian era is concerned, that can be asked in 5 marks and 10 marks also. So I'm just trying to update with the marks weightage also. Let us discuss about the moderates first. Who are the moderates? Who are the moderates? When did the moderates have started their movement? Who are the prominent leaders? What are their demands? What are their methods? Let us discuss in today's class. Now, moderates were considered as the first phase of Indian national movement. Moderates were considered as the first phase of Indian national movement. The prominent leaders of moderates were Dadabhai Naoroji, the old man, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Surendranath Banerjee, Umesh Chandra Banerjee. You can able to see the three pictures of the moderates era is concerned. Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, and Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Now, these are the moderates whom we consider as a prominent leaders. Now, among the moderates, what are the beauty of the moderates is, moderates were, highly educated middle class people. Now you can see, since most of the leaders in this phase were largely confined to English educated middle classes, means the moderates had educational background. They were highly educated. They had their education in England, and after returning from England, they started fighting against the Britishers. And this moderates were of the middle class families. Now, they, as a English educated background people, they had full faith in the Britishers. They never agitated totally about the Britishers. They had faith in the Britishers. They loved British administration. In fact, they said that, Britishers have bought us the development. Britishers have bought us some education. So let us hope in a peaceful methods. Let us hope that, through constitutional methods, we can fight towards the Britishers and get our independence. So they believed in Britishers. They had faith in Britishers. Now, what did they demanded? They demanded is to repeal Arms Act, which was there in the causes for the rise of Indian national movement. To repeal Arms Act, then to separate judiciary from executive. Now, why you have to separate the judiciary from executive is because if the judiciary and executive are interrelated, or one is trying to interfere with other, then the organ cannot function independently. So in order to function independently, what did moderates demanded the Britishers? They demanded that judiciary has to be separated from executive. Then reduction of military expenditure, because England is a part of Second World War, and as far as the war expenses is concerned, England were collecting the taxes from the Indians. This is absolutely injustice. England is a part of Second World War. To meet the world, I mean, their war expenses, or to purchase the war weapons, they incurred expenditure, but that expenditure, what Britishers could able to get it was from through the Indian taxpayers only. So what did they ask? This moderates demanded that you reduce the military expenditure, then to develop banking sector, to develop irrigation further, to develop education more, to create a good medical and health facilities for Indians. And look at the words now, health facilities for Indians. So to make a banking sector develop, to develop irrigation sector, to develop education, to develop medical and health facilities for Indians. Now, what are the methods they practiced? They practiced methods like pray, petition, protest, and mediation. They practiced pray, petition, protest, and mediation. And they also believed in constitutional and peaceful methods. Now, this is where, I feel moderates were, absolutely failed. Why they failed is because the methods itself, so because they are educated, because they are all highly educated, they never want to go into a total resistance mode. They wanted to get back the independence through prayer, through petitions, through protest, and through mediation. Now, when these are the methods what this moderates practice, Britishers were in an advantage position. They were just, passing the time with the moderates acts is concerned. And finally, when you see the moderates demands is concerned, they wanted peaceful and constitutional methods they followed. They wanted what methods, Nana? Peaceful and constitutional methods, which British never believed in. If suppose they would have believed in peaceful and constitutional methods, they would have not occupied others' territory. Then they would have never made India into a British colony. So, but only in order to satisfy the moderates, the British government has appointed Government of India Act, or Minto-Morley reforms is concerned. I mean, what is the success of moderates from 1885 to 1905? They fought, but what is the outcome is? The outcome is they could able to convince the British government finally to appoint a committee called Government of India Act, or Minto-Morley reforms is concerned. Which to look into it, it looks as if it is trying to do some favor to India. But Minto-Morley reforms also has not done any favor to India or to the Indian freedom is concerned. Overall, if you want me to quote, I can say that moderates was a failed movement only, we can say. So you can able to understand moderates were from which era to, which year to which year, Nana? Moderates were from 1885 to 1905. Who were the prominent? Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Now, because the leaders in the moderates were highly English educated middle class people only. So they never went into a revolutionary, but they wanted to go in a peaceful and constitutional methods. Now, why did they started the movement? Because of the British Arms Act. They wanted to separate judiciary from executive. They wanted to demand the Britishers to reduce the military expenditure, and they wanted to develop banking, irrigation, education, medical, and health facilities. And finally, they believed in what, Nana? They believed in prayer, petition, protest, and mediation. And they also believed in constitutional methods. Hope you all understood what is moderates. As I told you, this is a 2 marks question from the intermediate point of view. Just now, we have completed about the moderates. Now, in the moderates, what did we conclude? Moderates was totally failed. Moderates could not able to achieve the independence, but moderates were satisfied by the British appointed act called Minto-Morley Reforms of the Government of India Act 1909. But when you talk of what to say, the extremist is concerned, who are the extremists? Now, extremists were the youngsters who were there in the moderates itself. When the moderates were fighting for the freedom, even these youngsters were also part of moderates. But the youngsters did not like the attitude of the moderates in solving the problem with Britishers is concerned. So the youth in moderates, the youth in the Congress came out of moderates and formed a separate group called extremists. Now this extremist, when you see all the, the images on the screen, they look very old. Sir, how can you say they are young? But in those days, that is 1905 to 1920, they were all, youth. And they came out of moderates and they formed a separate group called extremists. Now, who are the prominent leaders? The prominent leaders were Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Arvind Ghosh. Now, these three are popularly known as Lal, Bal, Pal. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, and Arvind Ghosh. Now, let's get back to the explanation part of it. Now, extremists were the second phase of Indian national movement. The prominent leaders were Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Arvind Ghosh. Now, who were extremists? They were the frustrated youth in Congress. As I told you earlier, they felt that the moderates could not achieve anything. And particularly the reason why the extremists were irritated was because of the Lord Curzon's attitude of dividing Bengal into two, that is West Bengal and East Bengal. He divided the Bengal. This attitude of Lord Curzon made extremists come together and started fighting against the Britishers. And extremists have organized Vande Mataram and a Home Rule movement. Now, in regard to the Home Rule movement, the credit goes to Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who said that Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Now look at the weight in the sentence. Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. So he organized a home rule movement and they gave a slogan of Vande Mataram also. Now let us study furthermore about the unique methods of protest and demanded a complete independence. So they never compromised. They demanded complete independence. Not like moderates who loved British administration, not like moderates who wanted in peaceful and constitutional method. But these were not like that. Now, what was the unique method? They said that let us boycott the British goods. In place of British goods, let us use the Swadeshi goods or the domestic goods. Now, why this demand has come? Because Dadabhai Nauroji, earlier quoted that in a drain theory, he said that the economic resources of India were drained to England, and from there we got a finished goods and which were sold to Indians at a double the price. And to create an opportunity, to create a market for the British goods, they started imposing Indian cottage industry and Indian artisans with a lot of restrictions. Now this made agitated among the extremists. In order to encourage the Swadeshi goods, they said that you boycott British goods. Second one, boycott honorary titles. All the Indians who receive the British honorary titles has to be boycotted, and everyone who's serving in British government and everyone who has got some related to the British government officers shall be boycotted. So boycott honorary titles and government officers. Now look at the third point. Organize festivals for mobilizing people to disseminate idea of self-rule. Now, when you see in India, more than 60% are Hindus. And when you see the festivals in India, as far as when you compare with the other religion, Hindus have got more festivals. For example, if you want me to quote from January till December, at least 6 to 7 major festivals we get it, in which Vinayak Chauthi, Ganesh Chaturthi is one major festival, and Dasara Deepavali is also one of the major festival. Now, why Ganesh Chauthi everybody know, or the Ganesh Chaturthi everybody knows, where they try to organize the mandaps, and when they organize the mandaps, the local crowd gather there. Now, the organizing of Ganesh Chaturthi or the Ganesh festival was started from Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, who gave that? Bal Gangadhar Tilak gave that slogan to organize Indian festival. I mean, why to organize Indian festival? Because you organize festival, people gather, they exchange the ideas against the Britishers, and they wanted to get a unity of nationalism also. So that's how they said that organize festivals for mobilizing people to get the idea of self-rule, and vigorous and continuous struggle with Bandh and Hartal. I'll tell you, extremists, as we know, were totally horrified. Extremists were terrible, and extremists were, created terror among the Britishers is concerned with their continuous struggle with Bandh and Hartal, and they wanted to encourage the education, native education is concerned. So these are some of the methods what they followed. Now, did they achieve anything? Yes, Government of India Act 1919 or Montagu-Chelmsford reforms were appointed, looking into the extremist pace, looking into the extremist movement. British government has appointed Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Of course, that also could not able to serve anymore to the extremist also. So these are the little information about the moderates as well as the extremists is concerned. And as I told you earlier, this is only a 2 marks questions from the final exam point of view. Hope it is very, very clear to you. Okay.